All right. Good morning. Welcome back to the cult. Today we are talking to the theLionsDen. They have some interesting stuff they want to talk to us about. Good morning, Stephen. And I have Claudia and a couple other people here from the team. Who wants to go first? Introduce yourselves, and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, I'll introduce myself and a few of the team members. My name's Stephen. You can see me as SG Crypto on the team. Happy to be here and be with the Afro Gold NFT collection. We have Claudia as well on the team, and Ansul, which is our corporation manager for the actual business involved. We also have Mr. Crypto Rock here, who is part of the team and will be pushing with us along with all our other dApps and innovations as we move along.
Beautiful. So why don't we start with something basic? Let's start with how did you guys come up with the concept? Who started what? And, how did it get going?
Well, the concept has been a corporation concept from Ansul and his business for, I believe, a few years now. This opportunity was brought to us as we were in the space working with another company and another project, and this was brought to us as an opportunity, and it was not used on the other project and was just here for us to give and to bring to the people.
Okay, so
I'm going to add a little bit to it.
Okay,
if I can.
Yes, please.
So I have basically lived and worked in 3 different continents and met a lot of people along the way. And Ansu is one of the good friends that I have kept throughout my whole life. And we have been friends for a very long time. And the last time, a while ago, he relocated back to Liberia because of COVID shutting down his business in Switzerland, etc. And he is running a charitable company in Liberia at the moment, and has told me about the opportunities on the ground and how he wants to really help develop the country moving forward, give his influence, his education, his manpower to really make a difference. And so the idea is that he was approached by the Liberian artisanal gold miners to provide equipment to be more efficient in their gold mining business. And so, as always in these regions, it is a problem of getting credit. It's not like how it is set up in the US or in Europe, where you can just go to the bank and ask for a loan. That is not a possibility for most people in Africa. And so I was like, hey, I am in the DeFi space for quite a while now, and this is really what people have been looking for an opportunity to use their crypto money, to use this worldwide connection to invest into real business, especially something like actual gold mining. So this is where the idea comes from. And Ansu is also here today to really talk a little bit more about his gold mining company and his equipment loaning company.
Take the stage, sir. How are you today? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello?
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, sorry. I'm in Liberia, so the connection is sometimes not too good, but I can hear everyone loud and clear.
How's the
As
weather there?
Claudia had mentioned, thank you guys for inviting me on. Yes, I am currently here running a non-profit, non-governmental, I should say, organization. What we do, just to give you a brief on what I'm currently doing, is we are selling these stoves that uses charcoal, but it uses 80% less charcoal. And normally the charcoal stoves they use, it's the heat retention is very low, so they consume a lot of charcoal in this country. So our objective is to reduce the charcoal consumption and the charcoal usage, and it also reduces the cost for the end user, how much charcoal they spend per day cooking. So we're trying to replace those stoves. So what we do is we subsidize the current charcoal stoves that we take the current charcoal stove they have and we give them a subsidized version that reduces the charcoal usage. The advantage of this is that it allows the end user to spend a lot less and save up to $125 a year on charcoal. This is a lot of money for the Liberian people. So this is why we have an NGO status. That's what I'm currently doing. So
What is
let me just jump into
for somebody that doesn't know, what does NGO mean again?
a non-governmental organization.
Okay, you just went over that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So this is, any project you're doing that does not really directly involve the government, but benefits the country. It's an NGO. You get an NGO status in which you have some, the government kind of helps you with imports and goods and stuff like these with a tariff cut. Yeah. In a nutshell, that's the advantage that we get basically.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So this gold project is actually a logistic project. It's a project in which we will be renting gold mining equipment to these artisanal miners. These guys are usually hiring about 20, 30 people using shovels and wheelbarrows, and they're using their hands. They're trying to dig through the earth, searching for gold. What we do is we give them equipment which reduces drastically the impact on the people who work on the ground. Of course, you don't need to hire 20, 27, 28 people if you have one machine. It reduced that number to maybe 5 people, but then it increases the output because the machine can dig out the quantity of gold that they will dig out with their hands in 2 weeks within 2 days. It's an enormous change. And this is what the project is based on. So we want to provide equipment, including the excavator, the wash plant, and experienced driver on the ground that would then, in exchange, we're asking them to pay us in gold.
So
basically the proceed.
Do you basically like take ownership of these like operations, or are you? I'm trying to figure out the.
No, we don't. We don't.
Okay.
What we do, this is a brilliant idea because we're not necessarily coming in there as a competitor, taking up ownership and mining gold and then sharing it with them. No, what we say is you own the ground, you own the land, you got your license to mine your own property. We provide you with the equipment and we give you a flat fee that you pay on a daily usage. And what we do then, we go to 3, 4, 5 different land owners and make contracts with them. So this secures us so that if one guy is having trouble with paying us, we simply move our machine to the next property. And we have a waiting list on how many people would like to have these machines in these areas. Mind you, these are machines that are very scarce over here. If you see the machines they have, they're from 1989, 1970. These machines are still on the ground. They repair them and re-repair them to work. So basically, we're bringing them a new machine, and then they mine their own land. We're not coming in we're enabling them to get better out of their land. And we're not doing it for free, but we're actually helping them because this reduces the amount of hard labor they need to put into the ground. but it also increases their output. It secures us if we ask for a flat fee for shift. We call it per shift fee, which means every 8 hour they pay us a fee. So if it's a new machine, they can use it for 2 shifts or just 1 shift. Our calculation is based on 1 shift.
Okay. And how long does
So
this, like, I'm trying to figure out how long these relationships will last for. It's kind of interesting. Are you going to have to, like, when do you decide to bring more equipment in?
We decide to bring more equipment. What we do is right now, what I'm trying to do with Claudia is say, guys, let's raise money and buy the first machineries and bring them on the ground. I have a team ready to work. So I got my brother who in the UK who is actually working with these exact machines. He is actually, what he's doing is he's working in construction, but he's driving these machines. He has 20 years experience in this. He's going to be on the ground. He's coming back to Liberia to do this. We hire a team of security, machine, how do you call these guys? Repair experts. So they're like mechanics that knows the machines. And then we have drivers. So we'll have 2 of each because the areas in which we're doing this project is very far out of the city. So this is how it will work.
Can we go on a sidestep real quick? Okay, so these people are mining. What's the likelihood of it? How do you pick the right farmers or the right miners that you know will find gold, so to speak? Like, or is there a time where you just, like, if you give it to them, if your partnership lasts like X amount and there's not enough revenue coming in, do you just move on to the next person? I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work.
Well, that's a good question because I was on the ground there myself, and we don't give machines, or you're not going to artisanal miners who are not actually getting gold from their mines. These guys are getting gold from their mines, but at a rate that is very low. What we're doing is enabling them to get more out of the ground in which they're working on. So they've already had an expert coming in and determine that there is gold in the area, but just the mining process is the difficult part. So we're trying to solve that problem.
Okay, and you say artisanal, so artists. God, I don't know why I can't talk. So this means that these are people that are making jewelry, making not medical stuff or anything like that. I'm trying to figure out what industries use gold. That's what, computer manufacturing. So that wouldn't be artisanal, right?
No, artisanal is the term is used for guys who are doing it roughly. Let's say there are three ways of mining.
I thought that was like artists. God, Jesus.
No, there are 3 ways of mining. They have the government to government. That's where a government will then have their own mines, bring heavy duty equipment, get the gold, sell it to another country. Then you have companies. Companies then would buy the rights to come in the country, create their own sector, get their heavy duty machines, and then they mine gold. Then you have the artisanal miners who are landowners that already own the land naturally, and they don't want to rent out the land for mining. They want to mine their own land. And these guys, they don't have the finance to buy the equipment that's necessary to get gold out of their own land. So then they hire people. Some of them get some machineries, but low quality machineries, not very good. They have a heavy load of labor on the ground. And this causes a lot of issues because people work for many hours, they get sick, and it's very tough on them. But then when you bring in machineries, the owners of these land then get more out of their land. People are paid more, and there's more proceeds coming out. And from our side, we have a social value where we are actually solving a problem, but then we're not just doing it. We're getting the benefit back because we do charge for the service.
Okay. All right. Well, I looked up artisanal. That it makes more sense now. I had it wrong in my head. Sorry. Okay. So, all right. Why don't you walk me through the basics of the NFTs, the tokenomics, and so on? Like, what are the supplies? Let's start with the supplies.
This is not a question for Ansel. Ansel is our guy on the ground. He doesn't. Yeah. Let me talk you through it, or
Okay.
SG can talk to it too. But
so don't leave Ansel. I still have more questions for you. My brain just doesn't work in a straight line.
No,
Ansel, I'm just.
Yeah, Ansel is with us today so that everybody can ask the questions that they have about the Liberian operations, especially. And I'm really glad that we started out with that, because that really sets the frame for everything that follows and why we are doing what we are doing, right? So here you heard what the problem is that we are trying to solve with our AfroGold NFTs. So what we are basically looking for is seed funding. So this money that we are raising through our AfroGold NFTs will be used to buy the equipment in Liberia. And we just heard from Ansel about what the equipment is and how it will be used. So now I can talk a little bit more about what the AfroGold NFTs are. AfroGold NFTs are sold for 300 USDC on the Binance Smart Chain. We have 1,000 NFTs. They're all the same value, 300 USDC. The returns are different though, and we put a little bit of gamification into this. So there is, when you mint, there will be a random draw for you to either get a wood NFT, which gives you a 2x return, so 600 USDC, or a silver NFT, which gives you a 3x return, so 900 USDC, or it gives you a gold NFT, which is a 10x return, and that would mean 3,000 USDC. I get this question a lot. Is like, how can I get the 10x? It is the luck of the draw. So if you want a 10x, you just have to keep minting until you get a 10x. So
what's the percentage of the 10x again?
So we have 900 out of the 1,000 NFTs that are the wood, the 2x. Then we have 90 that are silver for the 3x, and we have 10 that are for the golden ones that give you the 10x return. So you have, I think the chances are pretty good, at least to get a 3x. So, and even a 2x is awesome, because this is only, and if you look at the graphic that you pulled up, this is only one of the 3 ways that you're earning with your AfroGold NFT. So, because as soon as this project gets started, we have the equipment on the ground, we are making profits. We also will be building up a treasury, as you can see with that little arrow going 10% of earnings from the gold mining equipment going in the Lions Vault. Mm-hmm. That is our treasury. And the treasury in turn will also be paying AfroGold NFT holders from the profits. So, and these profits will go as long as the treasury is alive. So there will be a continuous stream of income from that part too. And it doesn't matter here if you have a wooden, a silver, or a gold NFT. Everybody gets the same share of the lines of the treasury earnings. And then there is another part. You can see another little arrow going to the AfroGold NFTs that comes from our token that we are launching as soon as we have raised the money. It's called CENT, that is short for Community Engagement Token. And maybe Stephen can talk to that because it really is his brainchild.
Stage is yours, sir.
All right. Well, we're going to be injecting treasury earnings into our token, and the CENT token is an internal liquidity token that always rises in value and cannot go down. It is backed by USDC when it is launched, and it will be a shareholders token because what happens is taxes and earnings from the vault get split 100% evenly between all of the token holders who own tokens. So it's always an even distribution between all.
Just so I can wrap my head around it, is there another token like it that I can kind of liken the tokenomics to?
Yes, I think the Rise token was about this.
Like also a Rise MDB kind of like thing.
Yeah, the MDB Phoenix Plus token. That's a very close comparison.
It's close. I think those had a little bit of up and down. This one will only go up because you'll never be able to lose more than your taxes in and taxes out. And then, of course, you will just gain from the injections, the treasury, and the buy and sell fees. But with that token, buy and sell fees, every transaction will also go to the NFT holders. So this is another way that NFT holders are going to earn a percent from every transaction that happens with the CENT token. And so once the CENT token is there, you have your NFTs, you're getting income from the gold mines, you're getting income from the token that's launched. Now, what about that token? This token is going to have other dApps launched around it, gaming dApps, miners, ROIs, different fun things to engage in with different possibilities. But each of those dApps probably only have a lifespan because that's the case with most dApps. But every transaction.
So you're gonna have like you're gonna have like a little factory that's gonna be its own little thing. So on one side you're gonna have the physical gold stuff being mined, the equipment and so on. And then, but you're still going to have a development side, a software side, where you're going to try different, like launching meme coins and stuff like that to fund the CENT token. Am I getting that right? Not necessarily meme coins, but whatever.
Exactly. Like you said, any type of different coins, all of those coins will have taxes, and those taxes and transaction fees will go straight to boosting the CENT token constantly. So anyone can engage in the CENT token and be, in a sense, engaging in all of the dApps or future dApps or any of the projects that we launch, and earn money, of course, from the Lions Vault, which is the gold income as well. But this is sort of takes the whole encompassing that some dApps don't have a lifespan and they will end, and we plan on making these over and over, and you'll be able to engage and earn with them over and over through the CENT token, which is the base. And that's the base for the tokens and the dApps. But our real base is the Afro Gold NFTs. Those are the founders of the whole Lion's Den. And these founders will be rewarded through the vault, through the mining, through the CENT token, and through every dApp launched after.
Okay. Interesting. And what's going to be the tokenomics on the CENT token, if you can elaborate on that?
The tokenomics on the CENT token will be a 10% buy and 10% sell fee. There will be 3% of each buy and sell goes straight to raising the price of the CENT token. So there's this constant building of the CENT token price just from the CENT token buy and sell fees. Another 1% of those fees go straight to the NFT holders, as I was saying. So They will constantly be getting transaction money from every purchase and sell. 2% for business expenses, growing, building more dApps, etc. And also we have 1% going to our YouTuber and social media creators. This is another little section of the Lion's Den where we will be having influencers that of course make videos and do AMAs about our projects. And we will be splitting the part of our revenue with them for their help.
All right, cool. So that's built-in Well, this is another way to use marketing, I guess. I like it. What's the total supply, sir?
So the Cent token is minted upon buy and burned upon sell. So it is an infinity supply, but it's always managed by the purchase, buying and selling. So that's how every transaction is split evenly between every person, because there's only the amount, and it's always backed by USDC 100%, because the amount in circulation is always just the amount that holders are holding. So even if everybody sold all their tokens and you had 100 and is worth $1,000, everybody sold all their tokens, your 100 tokens would still be worth $1,000.
Interesting. I like it. I do like those Everrise tokens. Is there any daily sell limits? I know a lot of those tokens will have like you can only sell X amount within X period. Is there any of that stuff built into the Cent token?
There will be no limitations of any type on the Cent token, because it is literally a center for engagement from all of our other products. We're not putting any type of stipulations on it, because we want as many people to be able to join the Cent token and start earning from our whole ecosphere. Now, the Afro Gold members, there's only going to be 1,000 of those NFTs. Those are the supreme earnings of this whole ecosystem.
And there's never going to be a second edition or anything like that.
Now, there could be a second edition for more mining equipment in the future, but we will not add the Cent token transactions or any of that extra internal income for those NFTs. It would be merely for more equipment and gold mining profits. The first ones, the founder NFTs, will be able to really earn and get the most out of the system.
Okay, so let's stick to the NFTs there for a second. Is there? I know some NFTs, for example, I'll use. I don't know if you're familiar with Speakeasy, where it's 20 in, 60 out maximum. So each NFT dies after it reaches, a certain amount, just kind of like P-Drip, it dies after 36,000. Is that going to be something similar, or is this where these NFTs are perpetual? People can, they'll just keep earning forever as long as the platform goes?
100% perpetual earnings. There's no limitation on the NFTs other than the actual income from the gold mines, which is the X2, X3, or X10 returns. Once those are paid out, the gold mining returns are done. But then the whole system, the Lions Vault with the treasury, the Cent token, and dApps will continue to pay those out.
Okay, so how is profit paid out? Is it something we claim, something that is airdropped? And have you guys thought of the people that want to reinvest? Is it, like if you have a second round, instead of buying a second NFT, can that person reload it, so to speak? And then maybe their payments double.
All right. So on the first question, on our dApp built in, we have a section where you can see how many NFTs you own and what NFTs you have. And there is a claim button right on the dApp, which you'll be able to just give it a click and be able to get your monthly, quarterly, whatever earnings are available at that time, weekly, whatever's come in, you will always be able to claim right there on the dApp. If we do hold and win after the ROIs are already in effect and we come around for that second round of equipment, we will not be able to do a reload of NFTs, but first NFT holders can possibly, I have not talked with the team yet, but we'll have whitelist or first round pick to be able to get the second round if they so choose to.
Dibs.
I think that would be fair.
Yeah, it'd be fair if they get dibs, especially, if they have multiple and they love you.
With an Ansu, we'll get into it more, but with I know they tested the ground over there and they got the percentages of how pure the gold was and did the math on how much is coming in monthly and returns. And it's really not that bad. These 2x, 3x returns are most likely going to be within 6 to 12 months. And then this will pretty much have everyone getting their ROI, getting earnings coming in. The second batch of NFTs rolling out, the token will be out. And this is all sort of ready to go as soon as we mint out our NFTs.
That's beautiful. Are we going to be able to track what's happening on the ground real time? Is there going to be a website with updates, things like that?
I know Ansul would love to talk about this more, but he is great with the camera and he has already been showing us video down there and he's in the jungle and working with these guys. And he has already explained that as soon as we have enough money to get these wash plants built, we will have videos of the lands we're mining in, of our workers, of our wash plants. We will be having receipts from the equipment we buy. We will be showing step by step everything that's going on. And what's great is it's already in action. It's already planned and set. Those miners are already ready. They're already on the line. The lands are ready. We can actually start seeing action as soon as we're funded. That's the beautiful part of this is we're not going out to search or to find, so to say.
All right. I guess.
Yeah. So if I may just add on top of that, sorry
yes,
guys,
please.
Can I come in for a second?
For $5.
Yeah, if I may come in for a second, because I just want to repeat a little bit on that because that is very important. As everyone know, it's no secret. It's very, very difficult to invest or get investment for Africa. There's a sense of discomfort and there's a sense of uncertainty and stuff like that. One of the ways to get rid of these kind of feelings is giving people live feedback. So, for example, buying the machine, the process of buying the machine is nothing that anybody needs to know, but it's something that I'm willing to share because the people needs to know what they're contributing to. Letting the investors know that they own the machine. I don't own the machine. It's another great thing because you're not really pouring your money into me or pouring your money into these guys on the ground. You're purchasing an item that has value. And as I said, some of these machines from 1998, 1980 are still working on the ground because these machines are very difficult to kill. So this is an asset. So you're basically purchasing an asset that you're going to be using as logistics for others to use and get payment back for it. So this tracing of this is very important for everyone involved. So I cannot promise every single day, but I can promise at least once a week to be able to give some video feedback. And then the guys who are good at touching things up can make it look good, make me look a little bit better than I do here on the ground. That kind of stuff, we can try to keep it as regularly as possible. And I think that's something that the people will appreciate.
I like it. Now, if I could stay there a little bit with you, this is all very obscure to me. So I don't really, a lot of this stuff I've never thought about before. So can you elaborate, like what does it take to mine gold? What kind of equipment are you going to be buying? Can you give me some examples that I can look at? I love, learning new stuff, and it sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I already have some photos. I don't know how I can do it. Claudia, you might help me later on when you're done.
You can share your screen, or if you can post them to the room, I can share them to the room.
Yeah,
or you can
I think I'll post them. It's easier for me to post them because I'm using my cell phone at this moment because I couldn't connect quick enough with my computer. So I'm using my cell. Yeah, so the machines are, we call them the Caterpillar 360. These are like we use Caterpillar because it's one of the strongest brand. It's a well-known brand, and here in Africa, the mechanics are very good with it. They know it. You know, you can't buy no new fancy stuff that is a different brand or the Chinese
Yeah,
brand.
they're like the
If
John
something
Deere
happens,
of building.
if something happens, it's going to be difficult for them to repair. So we're using that brand, and it's pretty expensive, these machines. I mean, the one that we're looking at, it's like the price is around like 200 and something, but we found one where we can get it for a lot less than that, maybe around 130. So these are expensive machines. Then we have the wash plants that we're going to buy as well. Then there's the shipping of the machine from Monrovia to Grand Cru, which takes about 2 weeks, something like this, because these are heavy machines you put on the low bed, and the low bed has to take time slowly dragging it across the bad road and stuff. So these equipments are going to be the actual asset. And these are the equipment when you bring on the ground, these are the equipment that are used to dig the earth, and the washing plant will be used to clean up the earth to kind of extract the gold from the earth that you've actually picked up. I'm going to upload some videos so you can get an idea of. There's a special type of gravel stones that are mixed within, that the gold is mixed within. To reach them, you have to go a little bit deeper into the earth. So they use these machines to kind of lift up the earth and kind of move it left and right. These kind of things. It's pretty tough as far as work is concerned, but the machine is very good. It can handle that, you know. And these machines are also the same machine they use for constructions and stuff like that. So it's a win-win situation either way. But we're targeting the mining sector with these people because they desperately need it, and there's a need by several of these landowners for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's imagine something real quick, if you don't mind. Let's imagine that everything goes well. You guys are fully funded. Where do you think things will be like 6 months from now? Like if you had to write like a 6-month report of, what happened, what do you think will happen?
Yeah. So the business plan structure that we have, the numbers are very real because they're from underground. I had to get it down there myself because I had to ask how much they pay to rent a machine for one shift, per shift. And the per shift rental is around 20 gram of gold. So the 20 gram of gold per shift, and we're planning on renting the washing machine for 5 grand per shift, which is an 8-hour shift. So based on these calculations, if you're doing 2 shifts per day, if the machine is new, the one we're trying to get.
Oh, you're rugging us, sir. Well.
I can talk to it too.
Go on.
So basically, if you want to know where we are in 6 months, what people are mostly interested in is like how long until I see a return on my investment, right? So the cool thing with this project is that as soon as we have raised the funds, Ansel can go and buy the machines, and it will take about 3 weeks to move them into the gold mines. So we are looking at maybe month and a half for everything to get started. And once it gets started, profits are rolling in. So this is not one of those projects that you hear. It's like, oh, we need to develop, we need to do a geological survey, we need to do whatever. It takes another 2 years or something. This is ready to go. And your money is not just held hostage for months and months and months. The sooner we are minted out, the sooner we can start. And within a half a year, we hope for people to already ROI. So this is a pretty big claim that we are making. So if your money will be returned to you within half a year, and from then you're only in the profit. So yes, basically your money comes back before the next bull run, and you can buy your preferred cryptocurrencies with all your winnings here. Okay. This is the 6 months outlook from now.
And if I may just add on top of that, guys, this 6 months period is being very, very, very conservative. That's completely not exaggerating it at all. So on a worst day scenario, we're talking 6 to 7 months. That's worst day scenario. So if a good day come around, a lot less than that. I just wanted to add that on top of it.
Okay. So, tell me how the funds are going to be managed. Let me give you an example. For example, you raise the funds. Who's going to be in control of getting it from, crypto to bank? How are you going to ensure that there's no mishaps in between there? And then how do you guys plan on bringing it back from, the gold back to the investor? Have you guys worked out those logistics yet? All the legalities and all that good stuff?
Talk to that too. Yes. So I am working with Ansel to get it from crypto into his Binance account, into his bank account. So he has a registered company in Liberia, so funds can be transferred to that bank account. And then same way backwards. He has all the needed certification in Liberia to sell gold and to also export gold out of the country to sell, for example, in Switzerland or in other countries. That is the beauty of this project, that we are having a company on the ground that does hold all the needed legal papers to do this kind of business.
Okay, so there's a bank account and all that good stuff. Because I'm still trying to figure that part out, because I know sometimes Binance and those companies can be pains, and they can make, especially if it's going to be large sums, they can make, transacting such things difficult. I'm just curious if you've, fixed that. Or did you answer that already?
Okay. Well,
does that make sense? I hate to keep linger.
Yes.
I'm still trying to figure out how smooth it'll be to go from A, B to C. Let's say that you guys did like 1,000x. How hard is it going to be for you to bring that money back? And do you anticipate any problems?
So from what I get from it is that they're going to be sending the payments as soon as we start getting them for different products. I know the first products, like the wash plants, are around 10, 15K. So as soon as money starts coming in, I know it's not going to all be sent at one time. So there's going to be smaller portions sent in to start funding the certain parts as long as it comes in. So if we get all the funding at once, that's a different situation. And I'm sure they will just make a few different smaller deposits to make sure it all gets there correctly. When income starts coming in and earnings, I do know it won't be in the hundreds of thousands, monthly. So it will just be transferring that, hopefully, 20 to 30K or whatever the earnings might be. Those should be coming in weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, and then those will be distributed immediately to the NFT holders.
Okay. And is there going to be like a website or anything like that with those numbers? That way people is any other stuff going to be like, on somewhere for people to go look at whenever they want, kind of thing, or at least the latest updated version of, whatever transaction log. I don't know what you would call it.
100%. Our scholar here, Claudia, is going to be making multiple graphs and projections. She's very familiar and very educated and knows how to really display this for the personal public.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. Thank you. If we could go back a little bit, go back to the graphic that I have up here. You covered the Afro Gold NFT, you covered the Lions Vault and the Cent. Can you tell me more about the Lions Pride? I don't think you've covered that, or am I crazy?
No, you are not crazy. You are 100% correct.
Okay, I could be crazy though.
So the Lions Pride is our referral system, and this will be used with our dApps, of course, because referrals will be out there. YouTubers will be sending the referrals out so much, this and that. And it's just another way that we're injecting more earnings into the Cent token, more earnings into the vault, and more earnings, 10% of our referral system every week, bi-weekly, quarterly, whatever it might be, will go straight to our community within giveaways or prizes or tokens right there in our Telegram room. We'll be doing just giveaways for whatever it might be, whatever our community is interested in at that time. And also the dApps that we do produce will be, because we're out here, we're saying our dApps among the Cent token are to generate interest and amusement within the DeFi realm. So a lot of them will be used to help other projects, will be used to support other projects. And in so every transaction does help our Cent token, but by launching all these other dApps, we hope to engage and build and just make positivity throughout all communities.
Can you give me? Can you give me some a spoiler? What kind of dApps have you started building anything yet?
We have so many ideas. I have a few ideas that haven't been out before, and we have some really cool things that are in the plans. But our major first obstacle is minting out, and then from there we will have them rolling. Yes. But no spoilers yet.
Damn it. What's up with who's going to be doing the
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know that Steven is full of DeFi ideas. Like, he's actually talking to a lot of other projects and always telling them how to improve their projects. And so he's been around in DeFi for a really long time, and together with him, Crypto Rock, and Elijah, I mean, there is no shortage of ideas of not just bringing back old school miners and stuff, but really giving them a new spin, giving them a different angle, coming up with some cool variations.
Who's doing the coding for the Cent token and the other dApps that you plan on having? Do you guys have a team? Tell me about them. Can I steal them?
I know we have Crypto Rock, and he has some good developers on his side. And we also know a few other guys, and I guess in the space that they are out there. It's just when are we ready to make these, and then we'll have them rolling out.
Excellent. And I meant to ask this earlier: is other than the taxes and so on that you said that we're going to benefit the NFT holders, do they automatically get an allocation of these projects, or do they get a discount? Is there or anything, any further benefits, rather, I should say?
Yes, this is sort of a spoiler, and we're trying to figure out how to 100% integrate it, but we do want to give allocation to the Cent token to our Afro Gold NFT holders. This will all be at the base price of the Cent token before it goes live, so they will all have that beginning price. So as soon as it starts to go, they will have that first in. It might not be a lot, but at least it will give allocation and a start to the new beginning.
Excellent. Let's take another side tangent here real quick. Tell me about the platform fees. How are you guys getting paid? I think that's important. There seems to be this like negative connotation to developers and teams getting paid in this sector, and I think that's really kind of silly. If more teams were getting paid accordingly, rewarded accordingly, I think we'd see less rugs and less fly-by nights and so on. So, how are you guys getting paid?
What's great about having our real external income is that we are going to be receiving 10% of the external income coming through. Our fees do not come in so much from these actual tokens or our vaults, but we will be mainly earning our income through the actual company. There are taxes all over the place for the team within all this ecosystem, but we do plan mostly to use that just for more influencers and building of the dApps. But our main priority is the Afro Gold NFT collection and keeping this corporation building. And like I said, like as you suggested as well, with separate rounds of NFTs, more equipment on the ground, this will constantly build the treasury and constantly give the team more earnings while producing more earnings throughout the ecosystem as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You wanted to add something to that, Claudia?
Yes. So I want people to understand that obviously we have to earn, as you said, Tiamat, that it makes no sense for everybody to put all this work in without getting.
No. I want you guys to go work 12 hours a day because you love me. I don't want you to get paid anything. Don't get paid.
But
just because I want you to make me money. Thank you.
I want people to understand that the money, that seed money from Afro Gold NFTs, will be used to get this started. We are not dipping our fingers into that money. We are only getting paid from the actual profits. And that is the case with the Afro Gold NFTs, and that is also the case with the Lions Vault. Like the money that is going into our treasury will not get pushed out to the team. Only what we earn with that money will the team earn a certain percentage. So this is how this whole platform is actually built. It's a community platform, and we all want to be successful together. So we are not just taking money from our members. We are only earning from the profits. And this is a very important part.
So all pre-sale funds go towards 100% goes towards the project, and you guys get paid once there's profit. I like that. Is that the Cent token doesn't really apply to that as well, so that don't matter.
Well, the Cent token. So the Afro Gold NFTs are funding. The majority of that is funding the operations in Liberia, but also a certain percentage of that goes into developing the Cent token, into developing the other dApps too. So yes, but I just wanted to make sure that people understand is like oh, they're not paying us first, and then maybe if something is left, then we are sending it to Liberia. No, no, no. The priority is to get the equipment. That is absolutely the priority.
I like it. I like it. Well said. Okay. Where's my other question? Call 360. Okay. I lost my question. Damn it. There are some questions in the room. I don't know if you guys are looking. I don't know if you want to take any of them or address any of them. I will pick a few to ask you as well, but I don't know if you guys have been looking in the room whilst we've been talking. So, Ansu, can we go back to, I'm trying to figure out how things are going to work up on the ground, right? So you're going to have an office out there where you're going to, no, hold on. Let me try to rephrase this. Let me try to think of the better way to phrase this. Is there a, I don't know how to, this will sound stupid and racist, but is the political climate there, over there, stable enough for something like that to work? Please forgive my American ignorance. Please forgive my American ignorance. It's really, I'm really sheltered. I don't know anything
worry,
about
man.
that.
Listen,
America tells us that everywhere except America is destabilized, and you guys are all savages, and you eat your children. So can you? I'm sure you don't eat your children, but you know.
Let me get involved and say that we don't eat our kids. That's why a lot of them try to make their way to the U.S. So I grew up in New York, actually.
Me too.
And I'm actually a permanent resident in Switzerland right now in Geneva. So I'm here in Liberia as a Liberian, so I'm very proud to be here. The way it works is like the climate of especially the gold. Most of our gold is actually going to Zurich. You know Zurich, Switzerland.
Yes.
The Swiss government buys the gold directly from Liberia. You can check that also. You can research it. You'll find out. The gold, Liberia gold, you mentioned something about the testing of the Liberia gold quality. The area in which we're actually doing this project, the gold quality there is almost 100%, 98%. I'm also going to drop that in the group. It's a test that I actually did myself. I took some gold from underground, flew with them to Switzerland when I left, took them to a refinery in Switzerland, which is well recognized, and they tested the gold. Did cost me like $400 for them to test a couple of grams of gold, which was too expensive for what it was. But then they gave me a result that is pretty solid. So it's about 23.8 carats pure gold. So you have 0.2% of the gold was silver. It's so it's a very high grade, high quality gold that is mining in this area. Now, for as far as the legality to things, for you to legally be able to export gold out of this country, you have to have a gold export license, which is called a dealership license. And for you to purchase gold on the ground, you have to have a buyer's license. And these licenses, you get them from the Mines and Energy, Ministry of Mines and Energy in Liberia. So they're pretty expensive. The gold export license costs around $5K, because I know because I have one. And the admin part about it is like almost $1,500 more on top of what the original cost is. Because if you need it quickly, you got to kind of pay people to kind of do their job, so to say. But once you have these licenses, and
I just got that. I just got that.
Yeah. Once you have these licenses, then you're legally authorized to travel with gold, to sell, to buy gold. And when you don't have these things, it can be confiscated. You can have a lot of issues. So even though we are in Africa, the rules here, these guys are very strict about resources like the gold. If you're found carrying gold without showing them license, you will have issues. Just to give you an idea of how it will work. I think you were asking whether or not we're going to have an office here in Liberia where we would be operating from. What's going to happen is on the ground at the mines is where we will be. There's one thing you guys should understand. Physically, I have to be on the mines. I have to go there, either me or my brother who's coming. You cannot leave your asset somewhere and trust people to take care of it or to do it right. So we kind of have to monitor this on a regular basis and be on the ground, making sure that the landowner is paying whatever they need to pay for the machines, and you're getting the payment every single day instead of sitting waiting. This is not Europe or the US where you wait and you get payment afterwards. You literally have to stay on top of it and make sure that you get the payment that you deserve. For me to be able to report to you guys out there, it's a very difficult job. I mean, one of the reasons that it's important to have these kind of questions and answers is to give you direct answers, for you to know that you hear a lot about gold and stuff. Gold is not easy to get. And what we're trying to do now is create a scenario where we're getting gold the smartest way possible. We're not doing the whole mining ourselves. We're not, we're reducing the hard labor in the area. We're providing these machineries as tools for these people to get more money than they usually would get in their own land. And all of that, we will be making our money into it. So it's not like a charity project. It's a project that does return, gives you an ROI on your investment, and you get a lot more than that. But let's be realistic. I have to physically be present all the time.
Okay. Can you talk to me about like your personal security? Like, what steps are you going to take? Do you have steps to make sure that you don't get, because that would be a problem here in the U.S. too, to make sure that your product gets from where you mine it to where you sell it. Can you speak to that a little?
Yeah, I can speak to it, and I'll tell you this much. As far as Liberia is concerned, I personally, when it comes to going to the mines, I have a personal security of my own that will be accompanying me to and from the mines. Not that because security is a problem. Most people think when you're out of Africa that, oh my God, you're going to a very dangerous place. Trust me, the security I have here is much better than New York City walking around Harlem.
I mean, I don't go downtown for a reason, sir. I don't. That's not what I meant. I don't even go downtown.
Yeah, so it's just that yes, you will be traveling with asset, and they say the best security is covert security, meaning like you don't, I'm not a person that go around dressed up in a certain way, showing that I do carry stuff, important, expensive stuff on me, or this is you will see videos and pictures. Then I think that's why I mean like maybe our graphic designer can make me look better, because the idea is for you to make for you to blend in as much as you can. So when I was down on the ground, I am a Liberian, so it's easy to blend in. It's just that, this is one of the best security. It's not to advertise yourself out there as, I'm the rich guy that comes from Europe and I'm here doing gold business. No, you're coming in as I'm the nonprofit guy who's helping to make things better out here. So you're not seen as a competitor, nor as someone who's taken out of the land, because we're actually providing them something. We're not taking away from them. What we're getting back is what we put in. Basically, you're getting paid for the service you're providing.
Yeah, it sounds fair. I like it. Are there going to be? I know there are like how do you call it? I'm trying to, because in the States, things like this all have to have paperwork and all that crap. I'm trying to figure out if you're going to do contracts with these miners. Are you going to have the contracts on the chain? Are you going to have paper contracts? I'm trying to figure that out since it's a blockchain project.
That's a very good question as well. The on the ground, that's where actually I guess because at some point you have to trust and you have to have what we call the verbal contract agreement. And this when you go further away from society, it gets more important. That when I say to you that I want this and you agree with me, and I tell you how much I'm paying for it, and we have an agreement, Only thing that breaks this agreement if I do not, follow up on what I'm saying. Luckily for us, we're not the one that needs to be paying somebody something. We make agreement with 4 or 5 different landowners that if you use my machine at the end of every ship, you pay me X amount. If you do not pay this amount, I retain the right to take my machine and give it to Paul, which is over there next door. And Paul will use the machine and your contract is canceled. So,
Yeah, so
we do
worst
like a
case
3
scenario,
months
you lose
acceptance verbal contract.
so worst
Sorry.
case scenario, you lose like a day's worth of production and you move on. Fair enough.
Right.
I like it. Okay. And how big is gold mining in Africa there? Again, this speaks to my ignorance to the world.
Let me put it like this, guys. Gold mining I think it's I'm speaking only for Liberia. Gold mining is one of the underestimated resources we have in this country. There's like too much gold out here, but the fact that there's so much gold and it's not being advertised or it's not being published. The country is releasing 500 kilos of gold per month. Liberia is exporting a total of 7,200 kilos of gold. That's a lot of money for a country to be poor. So somebody is definitely not speaking of what they're actually making out of the country. So the way I see it is that if you come to a place where you find a good business, you find good deals, you get a great opportunity, your company's making tons of money, I don't think you're going to go advertise too much of it to invite competition. Instead, what you do, you stay quiet, you run your operation and make as much money as you can. This is what happens out here in Africa, So we are trying now to say, look, the local people who own these lands have to make more money out of their own land. You see what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So it's important that we know exactly where we stand when it comes to this. We're in this, but we're not in it as one of the guys who are going to take out as much as we can and give as little as possible. We're actually providing an answer to a problem, and in that process, we're actually making a business deal out of it.
I like it. It is thinking out of the box. You're providing expediency, I guess is the right word.
Yeah, that's correct.
Huh. I like it. Okay. So
also,
go ahead.
Sorry. Also, if I may add to it, not only do we have great business opportunity here, but since Anzo is from Liberia, and as he was already alluding to, Liberia is one of the most underdeveloped countries in this world. There will be a big part in using some of the profits to actually help develop the country, doing charitable work on the grounds. And we are very proud with theLionsDen that we can kind of jumpstart these charity efforts with our AfroGold NFT race as well.
Very cool. So why don't you guys tell me what's your favorite part of this project? I'm kind of curious from Claudia, Stephen, and God, I forgot his name. What is wrong with me? What do you think? What gets you the most excited about this project? I'd like to hear from each of you, please, if you don't mind, Ty.
I'll go first.
Please.
All right. So if I was a regular user and I was coming to this AMA, or I just know about this project and I'm interested and I didn't even know all the insides, I would be like, boom, NFTs with real money from gold. Boom. I get money from a token that's launched as well that has internal liquidity that always rises. Boom. And then I got multiple dApps coming out of it, all revolving around a treasury that has real gold coming into it. Love it. That's me. That's me in a nutshell right there.
Okay. Claudia. I did it again. Claudia.
I'm an adventure kind of girl, and so that the gold mining, the adventure, the kind of like Africa is the last frontier part is absolutely my favorite part of it. So
so
yeah,
you want to be Indiana Jones then? No.
Yeah. As I said, when before we actually started this talk, I have lived in Africa before. Absolutely love it. I love the people. I love this kind of, as I said, I call it the last frontier. It's not as you can really do some cool stuff and adventurous stuff and really make a difference. That is, I think, the biggest draw for me. I mean, really having an impact, making a difference. That is something that I have set for my life goal. So yeah, definitely the gold mining equipment is my favorite part.
I like it. And you, sir?
Answer? I mean,
yes.
Okay, yes, sure. Hey, you know what? I'll put it like this. I hope that you guys understand from my perspective where I am now. I spent many years in Switzerland. I did my master's degree in Switzerland. And I had good jobs there and this and that. I came down here thinking during Corona, I'm thinking that, man, I'm going to Africa, man. What worse can there be? Corona is killing people out here. Let me go back home. Worst case scenario, I'll survive, you know. I got out here and I saw everyone is living a life like nothing, you know. And while I left Switzerland, I had to be tested several times and this and that. I got over here, people are just moving on with their life. The people that do not have a lot usually are the ones that live the best life because they have better smiles than we do, those who have access to everything. Now,
less things
as
to complicate life.
One of the things that attract me the most to here is the fact that anything you start here is going to flourish. You just got to do it right. So I know also that a lot of mistakes have been happening in Africa. You know, people invest and they talk about fraud. They talk about a lot of things. So I know that this is going to be a difficult job. It's a stigma on Africa. We invest there, we lose money. How can you turn an investment into a great profit and have a good story to tell and then have people come at you and say, hey man, can we do it again, please? That's what my real, you know, that's what I see as a real why. That's my why. That's what I'm chasing, to make sure this happens and is done right. And once that's done, have people come back and say, look, we got to do that again. Can we do it again, please?
Telegram rugged me a little bit, but thank you. So tell me.
Sorry, I think could you hear me or did I went off?
No, it was me. My Telegram rebooted itself for some reason. It doesn't like me.
Okay, I think everybody heard what I had to say. I'm just saying that my biggest why is to make sure this works out and to make sure that I'm on the ground to take accountability for everything that happens on the ground and make sure that whatever return that is promised is done, so that we can have the investors coming back and begging us to get into other projects or at least to relaunch the project to do something else. This is my why. This is the reason. This is, you know, that's what motivates me to doing this.
Okay. The only reason I ask this is I'm curious as to how long people will stay interested in projects. So I'm always curious as to why people start things. Speaking of, why the Lions Den? Why that name?
I think I came up with that one, and I think it was based on the Africa, the jungle, and that we were bringing a bunch of pride and infrastructure to Africa and DeFi. So I was like, you know, this is a place for a bunch of strong-minded people. So everyone who joins, we are the king of the jungle. We're going to enjoy our community, make some earnings, and have fun. That's where I came up with it.
All right. Are you trying to start a cult?
Not necessarily. No, everybody's welcome in the jungle, but there is a lion's den. So
sorry, I had to sneak that one in there.
I love it.
All right. I think Daniel had a question. I've unmuted anybody, so if you guys want to unmute yourself, feel free to go ahead and ask the question on VC. In the meantime, there was one question for Daniel I wanted to. Let me find it again. Yes. Partnerships. Daniel says partnerships are one way to get better positions in the market. Talking about strategic partnerships, do you have any partnerships, or are you planning? Is there any collaborations that you're working on? What's the plan there?
Well, of course, right now we have a partnership, the DeFi Snipers and their group. Also, we plan to make partnerships with as many other projects as possible, especially ones that are flourishing right now. We plan to make dApps that revolve and help them so that their communities can flourish and understand where we come from as well, and what our purpose is as a whole, which is to earn money from the gold and then get into DeFi and understand these dApps from a larger perspective and enjoy using them from understanding them. And then that will, I think, is how I want our community to grow, with knowledge and money.
All said. Why don't one of you guys give me, like a elevator pitch for anybody that just joined us, or if going to be fast forwards to the end. Give me like your elevator pitch to the Lion's Den, why I should do it, how to do it, and all that good stuff.
Claudia, do you want a shot at this?
I'm seeing myself twice.
Get the elevator pitch started.
All right,
okay, so for everybody who is just joining in, I want to say that we all love DeFi and we all want to make money. And the problem is, in order for all of us to make money, value has to be generated somewhere. And through purchasing those Afro Gold NFTs, you're supporting gold mining and literally extract value out of the ground. So in our project, everybody wins, nobody is late, nobody is somebody's exit liquidity. And we also have an aspect of charity, so that even the people that are giving us these profits have a long way of winning from this project. So Afro Gold NFTs is our start, and it's going on right now. We have launched 300 USDC per NFT, and it is your luck if you get a 2x, 3x, or 10x. That is my pitch.
Very cool. Very cool.
And if I want to just add one thing, I always see those comments about, I should be able to determine which NFT I want to mint. It's like, hey guys, this is the fun part about it. Everybody puts in the same amount of money, and it's just your luck if you get the wood, the silver, or the gold. I mean, if you think that is unfair, then I don't know. It's like, do you think it's unfair when you buy a lottery ticket? It's everybody putting in the same amount of money, and some people win and some people actually get nothing. And with our system, everybody wins, just different amounts.
Fair enough. I like the gamified aspect of it.
I think so too. This is DeFi after all. Everybody loves a good game. This is our game.
where I completely forgot what chain and where is the marketplace going to be for the NFTs, and what chain? That probably should have been one of my first questions.
Yes, this is on Binance Smart Chain, so BEP20 USDC. And you can go on our website, press Mint NFTs, and it takes you directly to the minting website.
Perfect. What's the website? Just so they know.
What's it called?
Just for the people that are only seeing it, listening to it rather.
It's called LionsDenGold.app.
Okay. Any questions from anyone in the room? I think you guys have answered all my questions. Or is there anything that you guys from the team want us to know that I didn't ask about? Is there anything that you're dying to tell us?
Well,
no. Thank you, Tiamat.
What did you?
If I could say anything, I think it's an awesome idea. It's just the follow through. Crypto and DeFi is trustless, and with something like this, it takes trust, and it's going to be decentralized and also centralized. The only thing is, once people start making money off of gold, as everyone knows, Africa is a place where a lot of people go to make money. The exchange rate for gold is exponential once it reaches a certain hand. So I can find that the platform could work as long as A, B, and C adds up and connects all the way to X, Y, and Z. It could really be very great.
And the more you automate it, the more you make it, smart contracts, I think the better. I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir.
No,
you were just reading my mind. You were just reading my mind is all.
The one thing as far as like innovation, I know gold is something that is everlasting. It doesn't go away. And it holds its value and generally will depreciate. Appreciate, not a lot of depreciation in gold. Now, the thing, would people be trying to like go over into like diamond mines, or would they be just strictly doing gold and only gold for the life of the project?
That is definitely
okay. Yeah. Any plans on expanding outside of gold?
Is Onsul still in here? We have not talked about that. I know.
Yes, sorry, I didn't get the question. Was it directed to me? I'm sorry.
Yes, he wanted to know if you had plans on expanding to outside of gold, diamonds, perhaps, or what else
Rubies.
What else can you mine
Africa
there?
is rich of a lot of precious materials, and there's a big market for a lot of things, and I just wanted to know, were there different type of NFTs where they're going to be investing into mining other minerals from Africa, or was it strictly going to be just gold?
Okay, great. Thanks, Crystal. Go ahead. Look, everyone, you started the statement by talking about trust and everything. It's very important that when you trust and you invest in something, you wait, be patient enough to see the result come out, and then credibility is achieved. Once credibility is achieved, then we can step into other sectors. There is quite a lot of minerals here where we are, but as I sit in front of you today, you don't know me, and you would like to first see what I can do, and then say, hey, guy, let's have another conversation about the next round, or what other sector we can go into in Liberia or in Sierra Leone or in the neighboring countries. I hope you agree with me that it's important to get your first foot through the door before you talk about how far you want to go in.
That's generally where I was going with it. But at the same hand, most people are thinking of the building of trust and how far could we entrust ourselves in doing business with each other. So they kind of went hand in hand. The building of trust and the building of the business, that's why I kind of asked the question.
I think it's a great question, and I believe you're right in asking that. It's just the project I'm doing right now, we call it the pilot phase. First, you have to do a pilot phase to test, and this is the hardest part. Once you've achieved the pilot phase and you successfully go through the pilot phase, to reinvest or to expand investment becomes much easier for everyone. And I agree. There is gold, there is diamond, there's a lot of different resources here in Liberia, but we also have to be very mindful of how we do it. We have to do it in a very responsible way, but we also have to not forget that we're here to make a good profit out of it, but doing it right. And to answer your question, yes, there's a lot of room for expanding into different sector. Even I was thinking about once we're successful with the first couple of machines, the idea would be maybe owning our own gold mine in which the proceeds then would be exponentially much higher. But this is a process. I mean, I'm talking 2025, 26, being in it for the long run. But we don't know that yet. For today, focusing on this particular project, for me, is the most important.
And if I can quickly add on that, so basically, that's a pretty good question that Crypto God 420 had. But you see, the other thing is they already have the gold license. So they have a license to, carry gold and move gold and sell gold and all of that. When you get to the other minerals like diamonds and, silver and all of those kind of things, that is going to, at the end of the day, require another license, another paperwork and permits and all of that. So it's kind of a hassle, but it is doable. So like Akroma mentioned there, getting through that pilot phase, so getting the gold, section done and getting that off the ground and having it successful, that at the end of the day could lead to, acquiring, say, a diamond license where you can start excavating diamonds and, start selling that to certain people, because that's also something that needs to, be taken into consideration. And I think that is what sets them, a little bit apart, is because they already have that gold license. So they don't need to go out and, try and do some shady deals and backdoor deals and all of that to acquire, to move and sell the gold. They already have it. So yeah, that's kind of the one other problem with the other minerals that will lead to that. So yeah, that's just my point of view, if that makes any sense.
If I could keep you a little longer, FJ, since I'd like to get your perspective on this, since you're also, so to speak, on the ground, you're in the same continent, so to speak. What is wrong with me? Anyways, what are your thoughts on the project? Like, if you pitch the project to me, if you don't mind, like, what would you tell me about Afro Gold, and why would you want me to get into it?
Yeah, so basically, I like the idea. I mean, it's a mineral. There's a lot of things you can do with gold, and as we've noticed with China, Russia, and all of them, they are acquiring gold at a large scale, because essentially they are going back to backing the currencies with gold. I think BRICS will definitely be, one of those that will have some sort of backing with the gold. Mm-hmm. So the potential for gold it's crazy. And like Akroma mentioned, in Africa, we have a lot of resources, and gold is it's crazy. You can almost find it anywhere. There's places here in South Africa where you can literally walk, around and start picking gold up. Obviously, you won't be able to easily sell them, and they in the raw form with, rock and everything in between. But yeah, essentially, having a team like this, SG, Claudia, they are kind of well known. Achroma, he already mentioned that there will be video footages and, all that kind of evidence laid out. So he will be on camera, showing everything off, how everything is working. So that sense of transparency is there. And not just that, he has that gold license to move it. So that just kind of adds to that comfortability on my side, because obviously if it wasn't for that license, that shady section will come in, trying to sell it and, get it sold to the right buyers, which will decrease the value, obviously, because it's being done behind the scenes. So that kind of, gives me that extra sense of comfort, if I can say that, which at the end of the day will, benefit the project a lot. And yeah, for me, the idea behind Afro Gold, having an external source of income coming in externally, like Claudia mentioned, everyone wants profit. Everyone wants to earn something. But essentially, if no one reinvests and no one put in extra money, then at the end of the day, that's gonna, we've seen it with a lot of projects, it's gonna become a problem. So you're gonna need that extra revenue, that extra income to keep everything going. And at the end of the day, that gold can really push it. And it's not like gold is just going to go away. So if they can really, make this succeed and, grow the equipment, like Achroma mentioned as well, they have like very, very old equipment currently running, and it is still running. Yes, it's patched up regularly and all of that, but it is still running. If they get this new equipment, out to the fields and everything, that can last for years. And the more they do, the more equipment they get, the more, sections they can cover. At the end of the day, that will be a much bigger income, into the entire project. So the benefits will go towards the Cent token, the NFT holders. The vault will grow massively. The community will constantly benefit from it because, like SG mentioned, there will be giveaways and all of that. But not just that, at the end of the day, with all of this, passive income source that you will personally as an investor will be receiving, you will the entire project will kind of help another community on the ground that is living in harsh conditions, like they mentioned with the cooking of coals and stuff, and they getting new ovens and all of that sort to the community over there. That kind of improves the living. So at the end of the day, you're doing something good while earning a source of passive income. And to me, that's one of the most important sections. Yes, having money and getting money and all of that is good, but being able to do good and, help more than just your project or, yourself, when it comes to reaching out and expanding and helping different communities and actually people that are battling and all of that just becomes a much bigger picture. And at the end of the day, that kind of attracts my attention a lot more.
I like it. Thank you.
It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah. If there's no questions from the audience, I think this has been an awesome session. Okay. The Moon, go on, sir.
Yeah, so my question here is since the project is an NFT oriented project, so my question is some kind of security measures, which kind of security measures are in place to protect user funds and personal information, seeing some kind of I think some kind of multi-signature whereby you can have is whereby like even though your wallet or some kind of this thing has been hacked, your funds and some kind of NFTs will not be lost. What solution do you have for that, please?
Who wants to take this one? I think he's asking what are the security measures you guys are taking, whether multi-sig wallets and so on.
Well,
I know. Go ahead.
no, I mean, if you're worried about your NFT being lost, that is if once you mint the NFT is in your wallet, and so that is your security basically that you have to worry about. We do have a mint. We have a mint, and we have also a claim function on our website. So everybody who holds their NFT in their wallet can then claim from the website directly.
Yeah. That's really nice. Thank you so much for the answer.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Well, I wanted to think, sorry, something on the screen is making me think something funny. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you guys, taking the time to explain this to me. And it sounds interesting. I wish you guys tons of luck. I'm hopefully you guys will come back and talk to me in maybe like 3 to 6 months to see how things are going. And I really do think you guys are, like FJ said, I do like the approach of it. I like that you guys are fixing a real world problem that also has a very profitable side to it too. So it's like I can be greedy and feel good at the same time. So that's good. I like that quite a bit. Let's see, what else would I say about it? The team, I like you guys quite a bit. Claudia, I've seen you around the space quite a bit. Your man on the ground is new to me, but he sounds very sincere. Stephen, I've known you. SJ, I've known you for, you've been around a long time. I'm really curious what you're gonna make of this. So
can I just come in for a second and say something?
Yeah.
I'm using Telegram because of Claudia, guys. So I'm very bad at this stuff. So probably
me too.
yeah. So the fact that you haven't heard from me or seen me is because I go as far as WhatsApp and that's it. So now I'm starting to use Telegram. Maybe it will get my presence will be better. But yeah, just to yeah. And the name is Ansu, okay?
Ansu. It's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. It's I'm dumb. You said it like 5-6 times. Ansu.
Don't worry, T, you're not alone. I'm very good with faces, but I suck with names, like bad.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's because I can't place it. The Ansu, it makes me want to think like ancient Viking or something, and then but your voice doesn't match it, so it's like I can't categorize it. My brain is really silly. I put everybody in a category and I give everybody a title. Like FJ is Thor, right? And that's how I recall everybody. Like my wife is the wife, my son is the son. It's very complicated how I categorize things in my head. Very complicated. Anyways, you guys have been wonderful. I hope to talk to you guys again. I'm super looking forward to what the three of you can come up with, to be honest with you. Because like I said, I've seen what Claudia and Stephen can do. SG. What is wrong with me? I swear I'm not high.
Yes, come join us in our Telegram. We are happy to answer any more questions you have, and you get all the news and updates in our Telegram channel.
And the Telegram channel, let me spell it out for people. It is at LionsDen Gold. So LIONSDEN Gold on Telegram. Come join us. Buy one of their NFTs. Tell them I sent you, and I'm dumb, and I love you.
We love you too.
Aw. So I will see. I'm going to turn off the recording, but we're going to stick around for a little bit and talk about crap. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for everything.
You guys were awesome. I'm sorry that I asked so many dumb questions and I can't keep my train of thoughts going. Has nothing to do with the jar over there at all.